Good morning, y'all. It seems like chasing storms, or better yet, running away from storms, is the thing that I'm doing the most. So while I am racing this storm, I'm going to try to quickly get a couple of things planted, a couple of seeds started, and just kind of clean up a couple of containers that I have. I don't have time to do a whole lot this morning because I've got to meet with a client later on today and I don't want to use up all of my energy. So let me just get some bug spray on and try to move as quick as I can to get as much as I can get done in a couple of hours. It's a whole soggy mess out here. All right, I need to move these grapevines out of my way. I won't have time to pot those today, but I'm going to put some beans in this pot. Just pull some of these weeds out. I decided that I don't feel like working with gloves today, so dirty hands is going to be it. This is going to be a mix of bush beans, Blue Lake, Royal Burgundy, and Gold Rush. And then I had 3 old seeds that hadn't germinated any other time, some Bush Romano beans that hadn't germinated when I started them anywhere else. So I'm just going to drop them in here too. I'm packing them in here pretty tight. They'll kind of lean on each other to help support. This pot I don't really water because it's I sunk it into the ground, so it gets the water from this bed being watered, just kind of wicks up into the pot, and then of course it rains in here, so I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to this little pot here. I was going to put one of my trees in here, but I think I'd rather use it for some beans, at least for now, early in the season. I'll change my mind later, of course. Task 1 is done. Task 2 will be cleaning out the weeds here and throwing in some mixed lettuce seeds. I left my water bottle out here overnight. I went looking for it, and sure enough, it was out here. Now, these are 2 mesclun blends that I've had for 4 years. I'm not really expecting a whole lot out of them, which is why I'm going to go ahead and just put them in these 2 containers. Y'all, weeds are so resilient. They don't care about anything. They go where they want when they want, and you can pull them out, and it seems like that just invigorates them to grow more. I'm so over it. So, like I said, these are 4-year-old seeds that I got from Territorial Seed. One is the sweet and spicy mesclun blend, and the other one is the Provencal Winter Mix. And I can't remember if I even liked the Provencal because I've had them for so long, and I didn't grow any lettuces last year. So this sweet potato vine is in this pot with this green buttonwood. Oh, look, a ton of mealies. But I can't remember if I even like this lettuce mix. But we have guinea pigs, so if these do grow and I don't like them, the guineas will eat it. Not the best pruning technique for sweet potato vine, but it works. Just get it out of here. I don't know which one of my kids has yard waste today, but they're not going to be happy with me. Just rough this soil up a little bit. These pots I had some salvia growing in, so the soil is pretty good still. Not a whole lot of nutrients came out of it. I will still come back if these do germinate and give some fertilizer. Let's see, which one do I have the most of? I'm going to do the foam call down here. And I'm seeding very heavily because I'm going to just use everything that's left. So I'm going to put all of those. And then the sweet and spicy is just a whole bunch of mustards and, let's see, kales, just kind of tossed together in a blend. I don't know how they come up with some of these mixes. And these seeds are bouncing all over the place, so I'm sure I'm going to have some coming up as weeds. Doesn't look like any sun is going to be getting to the greenhouse today. Look, got a couple seedlings that are still in there that are doing okay. I have transplanted a few of my first rounds of seedlings, but it looks like it's time for me to move some of the ones that are still in there. They're getting leggy and wanting to get out of those tiny little cells. Task 2 is done. So the next task that I wanted to tackle was working on the Mr. Stacky, which is going to get some lettuce seeds in it as well. Let me just grab some compost and toss a little bit of compost on top of these. But the Mr. Stacky needs to get these peppers that I had just tossed in there to see if they would even germinate. Good to see that I got some germination still on some of these old pepper seeds, but it's really not where peppers are supposed to be growing. Those cells are just not deep enough. So I'm going to use Mr. Stacky for some lettuce. It's a little early still to do lettuce, but I'm going to try it anyway. See if I can get some germination. Hi, lizard. This is the east side of my house, so it does still get quite a bit of sun. It will stay pretty sunny for another 2 months or so, but it doesn't get nearly as hot over here as it does on any of the other sides. My north side even gets hotter than this side does. The north side gets quite a bit of sun with the sun tracking through the seasons. So even though it's the north side and it isn't supposed to be getting any direct sun, being this far south, we actually get a lot of sun on the north side. All right, so I think I'm going to take Mr. Stacky in because it looks like the rain is on its way. So I'm going to just move the camera and I'll take Mr. Stacky in. All right. So before Greenstalk was a household name in the gardening community, some of us home gardeners were growing in the Mr. Stacky vertical garden. And I've had this thing for, more than 15 years. And I've grown a lot of stuff in it. I actually have collards that I'm not really sure why. I'm not going to turn the camera. I'm going to just take that stack down because I need to take these off anyway. But I got collards growing in this thing. So I am going to trim these off and give them to the guinea pigs because this is coming out of here. They will be happy to have some collards. So the Mr. Stacky, like I was saying, I've had it for about 15 years and it's been around even longer than that. I've grown lots of different things in this system. It's not the greatest vertical system. I will say I have a Greenstalk now and it's a much better system for growing larger fruits and vegetables. But Mr. Stacky has always worked for me for herbs and lettuce, so I keep it around. I also have a couple of the Dollar Tree stackable planters that I use, and I've actually got a bunch of Swiss chard growing in those out there. So I'm not biased, not completely loyal to any one brand when it comes to a vertical garden. I think they're a great option for people who need to grow some things in a very, very tight space. And even though I have a little bit more space to grow in now, I still like growing in my vertical systems because that means I can fit even more stuff. I don't know when I put this dirt in here, so I'll start by taking it all out of each one and adding a little bit of compost. Hi, Froggy. Go. Go, Froggy. Froggy, get out. The weeds out. Get the weeds out, get the frogs out. Frogs are probably not happy with me because they enjoy hanging out in this Mr. Stacky. Every time I go over to the greenhouse, there's at least 4 frogs sitting in one of these little cells. Come on, Froggy. Oh, where did you go? I can't see you because you look like the dirt. So now I'll have a whole bunch of little baby frogs living on my lanai. They'll figure out how to get out of here. So we got these all emptied. No more weeds. Mr. Stacky has had some improvements over the years. This one is actually the smaller of the two. They do have a deeper planter now. Another frog. They have a deeper planter now that does allow you to grow some deeper rooted things, but I bought 2 Mr. Stackies. Each unit comes with 5 planters. And it's got a hole down the middle if you want to put a support pole into it. And they do recommend that you do that if you're going to stack 2 units together. As you can see, I have never utilized the pole in the middle. I probably should though. I think I might. This top one, I always put a pot in the middle to just help control where the water's going, and it won't just go straight down that center hole. There's a center hole there for a support, and when you water in the middle, most of that water just falls right down that center hole. So I stick this pot, which doesn't have a center hole, into the middle, and that kind of slows the water down and sends it off to the sides instead of directly into the middle. And then I just plant something in that pot. Bring you a little bit closer. So you can see this dirt on the top is from the 2 units that I had inside the greenhouse, so it's very dry. But if you look at the dirt that was outside, I mean, it's nice and moist and still pretty good. So I'm going to just mix this in. I'm going to add a little bit of fresh compost, and I'm going to put some fertilizer. Alright, I did 10 handfuls because I don't measure. There are 10 planters, so once I get this all mixed up, my intention is that there is a handful for each planter. Gotta chop up these big chunks. I will get in here with my hands too, but just try to chop some of this stuff up. There are a couple roots that are still in this mix. And what doesn't fit in the Mr. Stackies, I will use in the Dollar Tree vertical planters, which is where I grow my herbs. or at least some of them, the ones that I typically cut. All right, let me top it off with some new compost. And this is the Land and Seed. So between the Garden Tone and this little bit of Land and Seed that's being added here, there should be enough nutrients in here to grow some lettuces and none. All right, let's see. Just get us a little hand mix as I pull some of this out. Landis Winter, Lola Rosa, Red Velvet, Leonardo, which is a radicchio, a Black Seeded Simpson, actually doing 2 of those, Grand Rapids, 2 Bibs. Oh, I'm doing 2 Lola Rosas also. So, Bib, and I think the Black Seeded Simpson I wanted to do on the top because that's one of my favorite lettuces. So I'll do Black Seeded Simpson there, and I'll do Lola Rosa. So 2 Lola Rosas, and then we'll stack these so that they have a mix of colors. Alright, let me just go inside and get the seeds. Unfortunately, guys, I lost my footage for this section, so you don't get to see me finish seeding all of the planters, but I got it all done in record time and was able to get out of there and get to my client on time. I'm gonna just put these seeds back before I go and take my shower and head out to my client. It seems I pick up Black Seeded Simpson everywhere I go because I have a million Black Seeded Simpsons. Whole bunch of them. I'm gonna probably just do like some of these 2020s. I think I got some 2019s in here also. I'll probably just get a container and just do a thick sowing of them. Maybe that'll keep me from taking my heads down early. The Baker Creek packs are a little bit wide. They don't fit in my system as well as most other seed packs, but they do go in there. This one is a little bit wet because it's so humid out here. Gotta get my seeds back in. And this is the one that I found that I didn't account for. The Nettuno Sugarloaf. So I'll start some of these in another spot and let them come full size. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm all done for the day. I'm gonna run in, take a shower, and get out of here to go see my client. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.